Okay, welcome to the J. Robert Vlogenheimer. How are you today? I'm good. Work continues apace. I'll tell you one thing that the pandemic has done for me. It's turned washing my hands into the same feeling as putting my seatbelt on. And what I mean is that I begrudgingly do it, even though I sometimes just don't want to. I'm just like, oh God, this seatbelt's so uncomfortable. Oh God, I just want to eat. I don't want to wash my hands. But even just the minor accident I got into a few months ago, if I had not been wearing my seatbelt, my head would have bashed against the steering wheel. And it's like, you don't do these things because every single time you don't wash your hands and you eat, you're gonna get sick. Or every single time you don't wear a seatbelt, you're gonna get into an accident. You do it because you don't know when one of those things are gonna happen. And the preventative is so easy, it is not that big of a deal that it's worth doing. Although I still am really annoyed by having to wash my hands. Okay, we're rounding the corner on the episode, it's getting there. We might not make our initial release target, but should be close, should be close. Alrighty, welcome back to the vlog. Today we're gonna start with a little photo organizing. Then we're gonna write one more song. We're gonna put it in the episode. We're gonna watch through the entire thing, cut and trim and tighten up. Okay, by the power of Grayskull, let's do it. Okay, I'm done writing music for this episode. You know, music writing is a really weird thing because it's never gotten easier. It has definitely gotten better as time has gone by. The quality of my music has gotten better, but actually the process of writing it has not gotten any easier. There's so many things that just get easier and easier and easier as you do them. Writing a new piece of music every time has not gotten any easier. But I did do one thing. Well, I just realized this was a thing, but when I was younger, I remember asking my mom. In fact, I'll ask her. Do you remember I asked you when I was a kid, I said, why do people like the Beatles? Do you remember what you said?
Probably something about them being the first folks, but I really don't know.
Oh, this is really hilarious. I just connected these dots just now. You said it's because every song they made sounded different.
Well, that's true. A,
I don't think that's true. But B, I have internalized that all this time as being the standard for
oh
what...
my gosh.
Because I was just about to say that my favorite composers, I can recognize their music like instantly. Yoko Shimomura. Uematsu. Yasunori Mitsuda. I could hear all of them and be like, oh yeah, I recognize the music in a second. I mean, I've come to this conclusion a little bit more and more, but just especially this episode, I was like, it is okay that all of my music sounds like my music. I've been trying to hit this standard of being able to do a different type of sound for every single song that I do, which is impossible.
That's too hard. Even the Beatles didn't do that.
Yeah, but instead I've gone for every song I do to do at least one thing in the song that surprises me.
Oh.
That way
that's a really good idea.
Yeah, that way it's fresh, but I'll just do like one little chord or something that I wouldn't normally do, but that would surprise me. And every time I hear it, I'm like, ooh.
That's a great idea.
So anyway, if my songs ever sound the same to you and you don't like it, I apologize. I'm doing my best, but it's hard to write something different every time. But I think I'm making some progress towards being able to be a little more diversified. Okay, so I got this PlayStation 2 from my aunt. She also had a full set of Guitar Hero Rock Band stuff. I'm gonna test to make sure that this works. Okay, I need to get a composite cable, but it is working. I'm very curious what's on their memory card. It's probably just gonna be Rock Band stuff. Rock Band, Pandora Tomorrow. Oh, Splinter Cell. FIFA, SOCOM, Guitar Hero Killzone, Guitar Hero, Call of Duty, American Idol, Medal of Honor. And actually, come to think of it, my other PS2 stopped reading bootleg discs. So I've got this Ace Combat Zero. Let's see if it works. It does not. Man, just leaving stuff undone is so unpalatable for me. I love finishing up a project and then just putting everything away and being done with it and feeling satisfied in that completion. I only really feel good about a project while I'm working on it if I feel like I'm making consistent, speedy progress. The Zaleski episode I felt pretty good about. This episode I feel like has been a little bit of a slog. Anyways, I thought that I would go take some photos or something. I want to learn how to take photos. I'm a pretty decent videoer, but photos is a whole another ball of wax paper. Okay, all right. Okay, you guys remember Brendan. He moved, not too much farther than he already was, but far enough that I haven't seen him in a while. Him and his wife sent a care package. I'm very excited to see it because it features a custom-made t-shirt. Final Fantasy VII, baby! Wow, that is super cool. Apparently she used something called a cry cut. You heard of cry cut?
No, not at all.
I don't know, it's something that you can do cool stuff. It's a card. Oh, look at that. Oh. Yo. Made you a thing. K and B. Wow, that is ballin'. What is this? Oh, it's a Baby Yoda tote bag. And a Mandalorian tote bag. This is the way. This is the way. Oh, come on, son.
No, you're gonna like wearing a mask now.
Yeah, now we're like, hey man, you guys wanna put on your mask? You wanna put on your mask? I'll put on my mask. Wow, that is awesome. Thank you guys. I gotta put on everything at once. We might not make our initial release target, but should be close. Should be close.
Well, I still think the Beatles, like of all the songs I'm thinking of right now, none of them sound like each other. And partly because I think of the Beatles as, even after they kind of split up and John Lennon was doing his thing.
Yeah. Because I immediately just thought of Imagine, and I'm like, that's a John Lennon, that's not Beatles.
But they were all the Beatles to me.
Yeah. And plus, they started a lot different when they started, because they were like a boy band when they started.
Oh, yeah. They definitely were a boy band when they started.
Speaking of which, you know what? I always forget about 13-year-olds. 13-year-olds are the answer to so many questions when you have a mystery in life. Like, who's watching that? And you're like, oh, 13-year-olds. I watched part of that Billie Eilish documentary, and I was like, she just exploded onto the scene like out of nowhere, as far as I'm concerned, as a 35-year-old man at the time. I was like, I don't know who this is, and I was like, I like that Bad Guy song, it's pretty good. And then I was watching that documentary, I was like, oh, she's like the Justin Bieber of her day.
Yeah, and it's all 13-year-old girls and probably 13-year-old boys too.
Yeah.
Adolescence is a time of you just can't explain.
No, I mean, I perfectly understand the appeal. It's like you like music, whatever, but I just always forget that they exist. Maybe that's a human problem in general, but you forget that other people and different types of people exist, and you're just like looking at everything through your own lens, and you just can't understand things. Some of the things are worth not understanding, in the sense that they just shouldn't be understood because they don't make any sense.
The preferences and tastes.
Yeah.
Like every generation, I prided myself all, until maybe the last couple of years, that there wasn't any kind of music I really didn't like. I wasn't all that fond of heavy metal music, but there was always some of it I could like. Now there's stuff out there that I'm just like, I actively dislike it.
Well, I think the thing is now that with the internet, the niches are getting smaller and smaller, but they still you can still find them.
Yeah.
It's like before, if you had a certain type of music that was a small group of people liked it, you'd hear it in somebody's basement because the people who liked it were the people playing it, and there was like 5 people. But now it's you can put it on the internet and everybody can.
Yeah. But I think you're right. I think that is kind of just how life is. Not just music, but everything that you tend to forget that people have different preferences.
Yeah.
And that your preference is not ubiquitous.
Yeah.
Just because you feel that way, that means